Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles. It's time for another egg cutting that we'll be posting tomorrow. We're actually cutting 2 clutches today. We're at day 53 and day 52 at the end of those days. So really it's like day 54 and day 53. So we are just a tad bit early, but you can feel these eggs and tell that they're ready. And with the way my weekend's going to be, I'm going to cut this and film them. It's going to be today. And how you can kind of tell and feel they're ready is this shell gets really soft feeling and really loose feeling. These eggs are ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and cut these bad boys. So without further ado, I got my snippy scissors ready. Give me a little bit of a cleaner for my hands because, I really need to refill that jug. Like all the way. You know what? It's just not working. Sometimes when it ain't working, you gotta just cheat the system a little bit, right? There we go. Oh, that'll do it. Get me nice and sanitized. Get my tools a little bit sanitized. And somebody always comments, well, if you're doing surgery, I get that. We're not doing surgery. We're cutting eggs here, people. You should go work on a farm. It's more sanitary than doing that. Some ways, actually do a pretty good job at a lot of farms. Oops, flip that over. It's got top secret information on it. Can't show that off. All right. It's just a pricing list. We're going to cut these first, and what are we looking at before we cut them? Also, we're going to go over to Patreon afterwards and talk about each one of these babies. So if you're not a member, you should strongly consider it. Place where I got to put my plug in. You can buy and sell as well as I can buy and sell. We're trying to keep a good community, and we're always taking suggestions how to improve that. So go check it out. It isn't free, but it doesn't have the drama of Facebook typically. So this clutch here is what I'm very, very excited about. This is a Pastel Exanthic who has gone weirdly dark after this pairing. Interesting, so we can keep an eye on that. Again, I don't think it's anything new. Other snakes have done that. If she's going to stay that dark and go dark, it'll just be a one-off. But really cool. Bred to a killer zebra bee. So what are we looking at here? The worst thing we would be able to produce in these eggs would be a Pastel Exanthic. The best thing we can produce is a killer zebra bee Exanthic. So we really increased our odds to hit that elusive killer zebra bee this year for us. And let's cut them and see how we did. A little snippy. Obviously, this is a clutch that's near and dear to my heart. I've been very excited about for a very long time.
Would this be a Zeus replacement?
Possibly. Although I've already kind of got that. And right off the bat, right there, right? Look at that. So that's either going to be a zebra bee or a killer. Let's see how blush that is when it comes out. Really nice and clean. I am getting reaction in there, so it is alive. Really nice. So, first egg.
Can you do the reaction one more time?
No.
I was changing my zoom.
We'll see more reactions.
Okay.
I don't want to sit there and just stab the baby. Babies don't like to be stabbed over and over again.
Well, it wasn't stabbing. It was a poke the baby.
No, I'm just going to leave that alone. We're going to cut this next one. We'll see if we can get some more of that, right? Again, our odds are really good in this clutch. We kind of cheated them. So here is another one, a lot like the first one. We see those heads on. Now this one's probably going to be a killer, I do think. But it may not be able to see till it's out. Again, you can see a really good reaction there. 2 nice big old babies. So, man, the first 2 eggs, they're either zebra bees or killer zebra bees. We're not really 100% certain yet. But we're off to a banging start. Can we go 3 in a row? I love making zebra bees. And also, we're going to say, oh, but the spider, it doesn't really... I mean, spiders not make anybody rich, but I do like the looks of them. And yes, we can. That's a 3rd in a row. Look at that, guys. Black and white all the way. Really nice. Really nice. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. So, 3 for 3. I'm feeling really good about this clutch, obviously, right now. Really good. Got a little blood on my finger. It's all right. It's the first time. Well, you knew it couldn't go forever, right? We'll make the split a little bit bigger for you. So that right there is likely a super pastel axanthic, it appears, based on the amount of flaming I'm seeing and blushing on the back. Really good and reactive. Nice, super nice black and white color. So again, we're still not missing. We're doing really good. I'm going to rotate this around. Hopefully these other two are still in the shot. Woohoo! Oh, hit a vein on that one. Oh my goodness, y'all. That's looking great. So another one that's either going to be a zebra bee or a killer. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 that are either going to be zebra bees or killers. And then we got one more to do. Can we get 5 out of 6? Wouldn't that be wild? That'd be just nuts. That'd be just crazy. Now again, I'm not going to call these one way or the other until they're all out of the egg. But I can tell you I am feeling good on some of those, doing more than just single gene. Now this one is not going to be a killer or a zebra. And in looking at it, well, it's hard to tell. The white's really good. I'm not seeing the same flaming on the side. This will probably be just a single gene pastel axanthic. Good black and white contrast. We'll see when it's out for sure. But anyway, all in all, this is a banging clutch, y'all. This is exactly what you want when you're breeding. This is exactly why when you're doing recessives and you get to that point where you're doing visual to visual. Okay, come on, eggs. It is definitely a lot better than doing the hets when that time comes. Also, using the super for a kicker with the killer zebra bee makes a huge difference, simply because we don't have to deal with you guys won't be stuck together anymore. Not usually at this point are not very stuck together anymore. See, they just kind of separate out pretty nice. So all we're doing is getting rid of that grate. We'll do that on both these clutches, simply because I don't want them crawling through that grate or anything like that. Could be a slight issue. Now these two are still slightly stuck together. Boop boop. And kerboom. Get rid of this. Throw this bad boy in the sink for cleaning. And on to the next one. One thing we like to do is make sure all of our braces, whether you're using these or straws or plastic silverware, whatever, get all that crap out of there, because you just don't want anything in there. I actually had a snake eat one of those one time. Survived, but still not what you want to have happen. Look how blush. That's a killer, y'all. I can tell you right here that right there is definitely the killer zebra bee. You can see how like that black is kind of grayed out. That's dead giveaway.
Can you point at that one more time, how the black is grayed out?
I will, but I'm trying to find one to contrast it with, so I can find one that I'm, problem is that one's grayed out too. That one we may have hit straight across the board, to be blunt, but you can see it's not jet black. It's really grayed out, so it's going to probably likely be a killer. I feel really good about that egg right there. I'm not having quite the reaction I had the first time I made those, because I didn't make one before. Unfortunately, it passed away after just a bit, and I was super sad, super sad. But this is a long journey, y'all. This is a long journey for me. So really awesome. Now we'll be cutting here on clutch number 9. So this is a super pastel lesser. So again, we're using a super, so we're not going to make normals. Pastels are not going to break the bank. You're not going to make your living off making just pastels, but sure as hell beats making a normal. Super pastel lessers, her first ever clutch, I think, bred to a lesser. So what we're really looking to see in here is all white snakes. Any all white snakes would also be known to be pastel 100% because of the super. So we're looking to make some pastel bells. That would be the top of the line thing we could do.
How do you make a pastel bell if a bell's an all white snake?
Because using a super pastel that has to pass on pastel. So even though you can't see it, you know it's there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's genetics. So we'll give it a little snippy snip. And the funny thing about bells is our first year we made them like gangbusters. And since then we've just had a rough time hitting any of them. This is not going to be one either. So that there, definitely got lesser in it, definitely got pastel in it. Can't see enough to see if it's got 2 copies of pastel, but I do think there's pastel in that one. Not an all white one though. Come on, all white snake. Come on, scissor hands. Congratulations, Johnny Depp, I guess. If you could bring your scissor hands over here, you could do this better than me. So this is one that didn't get the lesser at all. So this is an example of like not hitting the odds at all in this clutch. That is just a straight pastel, good and reactive. But you're going to have some things like that. Not every egg is going to be a smash on the odds. So, you know, it's alive, it's healthy. That's what I want. Okay, you're going to have to move that and not move this because my angle is more important than anything else when I'm doing this. So, can't go moving my box around. I got to cut where I'm comfortable. So here we go. Ah! You know, the last set, every egg we cut seemed to hit the odds. Here, we're 3 eggs deep, and we haven't hit the belly yet. As a matter of fact, I think we have hit 2 straight pastels. Well, that's a really weird looking one on the side, but it's a pastel. So we've hit 2 straight pastels, so we're completely missing the odds so far on this clutch. Let's hope the next 3 eggs do better. The odds are we'd have some bells in here. Got another lesser, but no super lesser yet. That one definitely has pastel in it. It could be a super pastel lesser. We'll see when it comes out. Or sorry, it can't be a super pastel lesser. What am I thinking? Just pastel lessers on those two. I don't think we've hit a straight lesser. We've hit 2 straight pastels. So we have really kind of just, we've missed the odds so far pretty bad. We're going to cut these last 2. Hope for maybe catching up on the odds and getting a couple bells in here. We have 6 eggs, so you'd expect 1 to 2. So it should be a 1 in 4 shot. Another lesser pastel. We can't make a straight lesser, so all the lessers are going to definitely be lesser pastel, by the way. All right, guys, last egg. Let's go out with the bang. Let's get that all white snake. I'm not feeling real good about it. I think we kind of missed on this clutch. Why? But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll get one. And maybe we won't.
No.
Oh no, not a chance in hell. So, there you can see right there, another pastel lesser. Nice one. But that's why we do this. So like, you know, everybody else, when I first started, people didn't show every clutch. They only showed the things that hit the odds or did really good. And here, I can't complain. This is a great example of odds and not hitting the odds in ball pythons. Here, on this clutch, we totally annihilated everything. Like, this is as good as it's going to get, y'all. That's a great, great clutch. Can't complain about that whatsoever. On this clutch here, we straight up missed having the super. Just missed it. 1 in 4 odds. We have 6 healthy eggs. You'd expect to get at least 1, you know. And we got 0. You know, we got 2 that were just straight pastel, which isn't great odds either, to be honest, since we used a super pastel. So, you know, I mean, all in all, is it a decent clutch? Yeah. Are they all healthy? Yeah. Are you going to smack the odds every time? Absolutely not. So the point I'm making, this is why I started showing everything, because I didn't want to only show the good odds, and when it goes with rough odds, people feel like they screwed up. This is out of your control as a breeder. I can't control the odds. The only thing I can do to control the odds is cheat it a little bit by doing things like we did here, using the super or using visuals on the recessive stuff here to take some of the odds out. But the odds are the odds, or the dice roll every time you cut an egg. It's not when you say we got 1 in 4 to get bells. that out of 6 eggs, I will guarantee myself a bell. I mean, odds of say 1.5, right? That's why you say 1 to 2. But the truth of the way the odds work is this egg here is 1 in 4 for a bell. This egg here, also 1 in 4 for a bell. This egg here, 1 in 4 for a bell. So think of it as when it's a 1 in 4 odds or a 1 in 6 or a 1 in 8 or whatever it is. Like if you have a dice in your hand and it's a 4-sided dice and you're rolling that dice, maybe it comes up 2. Well, you pick that dice up, you roll it again, it could still come up 2. It doesn't mean it's going to have to come up 1, 2, 3, 4 before it can start over. You could roll 2 every time and just get the same thing. It's quite possible. And here, the genes we had at play, Pastel was guaranteed. It's removed from the odds. We had a copy of lesser and a copy of lesser. So our odds were Pastel had a 1 shot, single gene lesser had a shot, single gene lesser had a second shot, and super lesser Pastel had a shot. That's sort of 1 in 4. You know, and we hit 2 that were just Pastel. We hit, I think, 4 that were Pastel lesser. So it is what it is. You're going to have those days. Here, on the other hand, in this clutch here, we can move the lids. It don't matter. You know, we really smoked it. We should have only had half of these have spider, and all but 2 of them do out of 6. So 4 got spider instead of 3. The ones that got spider would definitely be at a minimum a zebra bee, because we used a killer zebra bred to the Pastel Xanthic. I think we actually have, or it would at least be a zebra, not a killer. I think we actually have a lot of killers in here. We really, really hit the odds very, very well over here. So, really excited about that. All right, that is how it works. Sometimes you get good odds, sometimes you don't. Erin, anything you want to add today?
No, I already asked my question.
You did ask her questions while we were cutting, and then you try to move my box. I kind of snipped at you. Not trying to be snappy, but I got to make sure everything's where I want it when I cut. Very important if you're using scissors on babies that you are comfortable with what you're doing. All right, well, that's all I got. And we're going to start to Patreon, talk a little bit more about our plans for these babies, and we'll catch y'all next time.